Hello my friends and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George and today I am very excited to be back with an unboxing review. Yes, I am going to be showing off this absolute beast of a box set. This is a comprehensive studio catalogue collection in a lovely heavy duty box set released by Earache Records. This is Carcass with Flogging a Dead Carcass. This is all the studio albums between 1988 and 2021. So right from the early days with Recaputrefaction all the way up to their most recent studio effort, Torn Arteries. So this career-spanning box set, as I say, this is an Earache Records release. This is a pretty glorious article which I've been really excited about. As soon as I saw it announced earlier 2025, I was straight in there with a pre-order. So this version I have pre-ordered here, it says, is the Slop Gore box. So I think that this is, I know it's available in, or was available in different variants, but I think this one was limited to a few hundred copies. And yeah, it wasn't cheap, but I love Carcass. Carcass are one of my favourite extreme metal bands. They are an incredible band. They have influenced and pioneered grindcore, death grind, death metal, right up to melodic death metal and even death and roll. They've done so much for extreme metal and extreme music. They are a brilliant band, very dynamic. I won't go into too much detail on each one of these albums. I have previously done an album ranking of Carcass, if you're interested, in which I go into each album in a little bit more depth and detail. But the main purpose of today is to show off this disgusting box set of absolute excellent extreme metal from Liverpool, Merseyside's heavy merchants, the mighty Carcass. So, this particular variant, I believe it must be the same with the other colour variants. I think there was a colour and a splatter variant, but it comes with a certificate of authenticity. So before we tear off the cellophane there, we've got a certificate which is very cool, confirming authenticity, and it is signed by Jeff Walker and Bill Steer, the legendary Carcass duo. That is very nice to have. So I'm going to be putting that somewhere very safe. Awesome stuff. Certificate of authenticity. There was also a artwork sticker. So it has a pretty grim cover. Of course, if you're familiar with Carcass and you know the ethics of the band, then that's probably not too surprising. But they're pushing some buttons here. I should think that some people will be particularly unhappy with that cover, but hey, it works. So this article, as I say, is the Slop Gore box, still sealed. So I'm going to do the decent thing and tear through the cellophane very carefully and show off all 7 of these studio albums. So let's begin getting through that cellophane. Oh, this is an exciting moment. I'm very excited for this one. As I say, as soon as I saw it, I was pre-ordering that same day. There was no delay for me. I absolutely adore Carcass. Got into them around or just before Surgical Steel album came out, and that album just blew my freaking mind. And ever since, I've had such a love for this band. So this heavy-duty box set is almost like a slip box set. And there we go, Carcass, Flogging a Dead Carcass. Very fitting. This is similar format to the other Earache Records vinyl box sets. Of course, they've done Morbid Angel recently, which I've also acquired. I think they've got more on the way as well. But the first article is the debut album. This is Reek of Putrefaction, and I think part of the attraction with this box set is it's got the original absolutely revolting album cover. So really grim, really gory. if you like your gore, then you're definitely going to dig this. And it is absolutely disgusting. It's making me feel a bit rank. So this is the debut, and this is very much a grindcore album. It's really raw production. It's a really rough sounding album. It's particularly grim. It's not certainly not my favourite Carcass album. I think over the years I've really come to appreciate just how great it is as a grind album. And also there are some sick, nasty tracks on there. So that is our revolting artwork. Awesome stuff. We've got lyric inner sleeve here and some pictures as well. So the moment of truth. Let's see what Slop Gore colour looks like. Okay, very bright and summery. We've got a yellow and orange colour scheme going here. Very nice. Looks good quality, high quality. Awesome stuff. So yeah, we've got that grinding, raw, nasty, putrid, but hugely influential debut album. Actually, does it give you the years on the front, on the back? No, I can never quite recall all of the years, so I'm not going to make that hiccup. But I think it says about 88. Recapitulaction, number 1. In fact, I'll put that there. Don't want to damage it, as I've only just got it, of course. This is even worse. The second album, which is, in my opinion, one of the nastiest sounding albums just ever. Symphonies of Sickness, album number 2. Again, we've got the full gory artwork here, and it is rank, which is, you know, very representative of the music, because this album sounds so evil. This was actually the first Carcass album that I owned and heard, and it was, yeah, it blew my mind at just how nasty it sounds. It is really grim stuff. Just that guitar tone, it's just makes your guts go. Cellophane, right? So let's have a little look inside. So that is the censored artwork. Neat. I did have that on a t-shirt actually one time. And some lyrics. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, very interesting. Okay, so we've got a sort of purple, transparent thing going on there with white. Interesting aesthetic there, definitely. Cool. Yeah, like it. So that is Symphonies of Sickness with a kind of purpley splatter thing going on there. Try and put these securely on the side there. Okay, so up next is one of my favourites. Freaking love this album so much. This is Necroticism, and I can always never pronounce the next part of the title there, so I'm not going to do it today. But excellent, a brilliant album. Some of the best known Carcass tracks from this absolute ditty. This is the trouble with trying to do an unboxing, like effectively live. Trying not to damage it, but also try not to make an idiot of yourself in the process with that blasted cellophane. This is a monster of an album. Corporal Jigsaw Quandary, of course, being one of the biggest and better known tracks, along with Incarnated Solvent Abuse. But start to finish, this album is a monster. There's our lyric inners. Plenty of pathology references there, and anatomical references. Ooh. This one is nice indeed. Green, sort of around a paler green with the tools. Surgical implements on the stickers there. Very cool. Absolutely love this album. This is more of an old school death metal album, but still has the absolutely raw, putrid sound of the Symphonies of Sickness album. All the grind, pretty much all the grind has been stripped away by this point, but the product is nasty. So up next we've got Heartwork, album number 4. This is a very melodic death metal album, a masterpiece, an absolute opus. Freaking love this one. Again, gets a lot of love. It's got some amazing tracks on it. It's a very pioneering, very important album. I'm not going to go into a huge amount more detail about individual tracks and such. The main purpose of this is just to show off freaking cool variants. So, here we are from 93, I believe. Very iconic cover though. I always like that cover because it's very unconventional to the album, certainly based on the album covers that came before it there. So there's our lyrics and inners here. And, this is a cool one. Red and black. Very neat. Very sloppy. Slop Gore. I was interested to see what this would look like, definitely. But it does look cool, that is for sure. Masterpiece of melodic death metal. Extreme stuff. Okay. Up next we have the final album from, I think it's about 95. Can't quite recall. But before they went on a very long hiatus / breakup. This is Swan Song. This is their death and roll album. I love it. I first had this album on tape. I still have the tape somewhere here. In my first car, in my little old Nissan Micra Inspiration. And all it had was a tape player. So picked up a couple of tapes from Earache, in fact. And I played this album to death on tape format. Of course, I have it on CD. I love it. I think it's a great album. It's got monstrously groovy riffs. It's just a bit of a beast of an album. It's an underrated gem, that's for sure. But much more palatable than the albums that came before it. There's our inner lyrics. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Okay, it's like a blue and purple thing going on here. These are really nice vinyl, actually, I will say. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, very nice. I'm really liking this colour scheme. That is very eye-catching. Very nice. Okay, just a couple more to go. But all of these albums are just brilliant. They're all masterpieces in their own right. Carcass are just one of those bands with the golden touch. You know, whether it's grind or death metal, melodic death, death grind, whatever. They do it and they do it really well. My favourite Carcass album, the mighty Surgical Steel, the comeback album. The album that really got me hooked on this band. I freaking love this album so much. This is actually a gatefold. Lovely. So I do actually have Surgical Steel on, I think it was the 10th anniversary, must have been the 10th anniversary colour version. It was a very nice thing that they did, Nuclear Blast did there. But as this is part of the box set, of course, I'm more than happy to have it. And it looks freaking cool already. It's a great package. Oh, love it. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Oh, as soon as I remember hearing Captive Bolt Pistol, and it was on like BBC radio or something. And I remember reading that this new single from Carcass, first in like 17 years, is going to be released, and getting really quite intrigued, excited about it, and listening to it on radio. You know, oh, what a novelty. Wow, that is bizarre. I don't know why, but that's really quite unsettling. I think because it almost looks 3D. So you've got like a transparent kind of bluey colour vinyl, and then obviously red and black splatter going on there. Freaking cool. Yeah, I adore this album. Absolutely love it. It is a masterpiece. I did see them on this tour well, actually around the time that this album was released, alongside Amon Amarth. I think it was Defenders of the Faith tour. Love it. Let's see. Okay, so pretty much just the same, a little bit of plastic there. But yeah, very cool indeed. And Carcass are such a good band live as well. Seen them only 3 times over the years, but they are such a reliable band. Absolutely love them. Such a stage presence and just such absolute professionals. Surgical Steel. masterclass in, I'm going to say it's just death metal. It's kind of combining all the different eras of Carcass, all those different areas, if you like, and just the product is divine. And then we have the last, most recent studio album. This is Torn Arteries. And, oh, only, not a gatefold on this one. This is just a, looks like a thick single sleeve. Is it a double album? Yeah, so it is actually a double album, which is quite cool. I didn't actually expect them to be double albums. I suppose they are longer albums, but sometimes with these box sets, things get squished into just a single album. Okay, so trying to very carefully negotiate this out of here. It looks like we've got some sort of booklet as well. So let's start off with this enormous booklet. Again, wasn't expecting this. So this is quite a surprise, but it's lyrics and artwork going all the way throughout. That vegetable heart decomposing as it goes, which is very cool. I suppose these two albums, of course, Torn Arteries and Surgical Steel, they are Nuclear Blast albums, so they are on license. Of course, the previous albums were all Earache, but oh yeah, I was very intrigued to see that collaboration. But the result is very cool. This is very nice. White and red. It's almost a little bit kind of pinky, which would make sense. And last disc then. Very cool. This is a great album. It's one that I don't come back to enough, I feel, but anytime I do listen to it, I always think this is really freaking solid. Okay, so there we have it. The full Flogging a Dead Carcass vinyl box set, 7 albums, exclusive, Slop Gore, colour variant, all that good stuff. I'm really impressed, actually. This wasn't cheap, this box set, but I would definitely say it has been worth the money. You know, I'm yet to play them, of course, but just for the whole package, it's really nice, really cool. I mean, it's very cool to have your certificate of authenticity, of course, but actually, just for these really cool variants, you know, limited edition. We've got the rank original covers for Reek of Putrefaction there, rank covers for Symphonies of Sickness, and then we've just got awesome variants of just some essential freaking death metal, extreme metal albums. Just Necroticism, just a beast, absolute beast. Of course, we've got Heartwork as well, the criminally underrated Swan Song, and we've got the mighty Surgical Steel and Torn Arteries, all housed within this awesome heavy duty box set. So I would definitely say it's worth the money. If there's still any available and you're a Carcass fan, don't miss out, pick it up, because Carcass, one of the best extreme metal bands ever, one of the most important as well. So there you have it, short and sweet unboxing, unveiling of the Flogging a Dead Carcass box set. Disgusting. What are your thoughts on this box set? Have you also picked it up? Are you happy with it? Are you not? What are your thoughts on these albums? What are your thoughts on Carcass? Let me hear. Very interested to hear thoughts and opinions of others as always. But thank you very much for watching, my friends. Do feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Support is very much appreciated as always. Do check back soon for more reviews and recommendations of all the good heavy things. Until next time, do take care of yourselves, listen to Carcass, and stay frickin' heavy.